Warning! The following show may contain strong language, as well as other content that may not be suitable for a younger audience. The show may also contain spoilers for any and all anime and manga, so please ensure you check the description below for the relevant spoiler warnings. Thanks for watching, Olga.
Here we go.
Da 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 da. Pa 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 pa. Da 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 da. Ba 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 ba.
What is that? That was the sound of the greatest drum fills in history, basically.
Pretty much. I mean, you can't.
You
get
are
much
better
than that.
You're better than Buddy Rich and pretty much every drummer in history.
Do you know which drummer I'm better with? Better than?
Better with.
I'm better with him, but he divorced us, so just
Freaking! Oh, you don't mention his name here ever again. I swear to God.
What should we call him now? He's been exiled. Noisy, you're not allowed anymore. We can't use
We
your
call
name.
him Noiselita because he can't say no now when I say that.
How about noiseless? Because he's not here to make a sound. Noiseless.
If a tree falls, does it make a noise? Or is...
Finish your thought.
Whoa, episode 84.
Off to a rip-roaring start. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages who are above a certain age. Welcome to the Manga Raiders Community Happy Hour. My name is Simon, better known as Vacant, known as a musical sensation that titillates the nation with his guitar playing and truth-saying. Sure. His name's Manimal.
Hey, what's up? Oh, Marco's over there. I gotta get that so I can play it later. But it's the Manimal here ready to jam and do things like that. It's gonna be a thrilling episode of thrills and
spills.
Spills.
And trills.
I just literally spilled my water on the floor before we started recording, so that's accurate. Like Vacant said, I always tell the truth, apparently.
He cannot tell a lie. He's physically incapable of one. But, yeah, it's just us two today. You know, Nair's not here. We couldn't do the trifecta, unfortunately. He's out being... From what I gather, he's being the Easter Bunny.
We're not going to tell you where. He's being the Easter Bunny somewhere.
Yeah. Tell you the truth be told, it's nothing to do with the fact that it's almost Easter. It's not a work-related thing. It's just something he does every Sunday. It just so happens to be topical.
It could be at a restaurant.
It could be
anytime you see an Easter Bunny, just think there's a cowboy hat under there.
If you do see a cowboy hat wearing Easter Bunny, with quite a, I'm going to say ravenous look in its eyes, run, because that's Nair Bunny. Nair Bunny. There we go. That works, I guess.
Nair Bun.
Nair Bun.
You think that Nair would rock a man bun?
I think he could pull it off, you know.
I don't know.
Matt could have, definitely. Corin, I believe, could have.
Oh, yes. You would have like a phenomenal one.
His would be pretty glorious, I imagine.
Yes.
Can Lego? No, Lego's got short hair.
Yeah, Lego could.
Yeah, I don't know how that would work. I can kind of do one, but it looks like a sorry excuse for anything. And, yeah, it doesn't accentuate. It's not a positive image, to be honest. I'll be totally...
It's not a good time.
It's not a good time. It reveals the receding hairline.
You have to have enough hair
bad.
to, like, frame your face, so you can have, like, the strands that come down.
Yeah, you don't
And even more ideally, you have just perfectly straight bangs. But that would be weird. Don't do that.
Wouldn't you like me to have that Mio Akiyama style lovely little bangs?
No, I don't think you could pull off Betty bangs, sorry.
Don't? That's a challenge.
I mean, that one hairdresser didn't think so either. Bit of a throwback to episode 44. But this is... Oh my god, it's been 40 episodes since then.
Yeah. It's been almost a year, in fact. Literally
I'm having a crisis.
It's 84. Which, speaking of which, before we get anywhere, Manimal, best albums of 1984 is this thing that you're going to do?
Yes. 10 great albums from 1984. 1984 was a big year in pop culture and music for heavy metal and other stuff. 10 great albums from that year would be Bruce Springsteen, Born in the USA, Judas Priest, Defenders of the Faith, Van Halen, 1984. Lee Aaron, Metal Queen for some Canadian stuff in there. Rat, Out of the Cellar. Kick Axe of Isis for some more Canadian stuff.
Do you have these to hand already, or are you literally just naming them off the top of your head?
No, I wrote this down.
Oh, okay, because I was going to be really impressed if it was thingy.
No. Metallica, Ride the Lightning, Wasp, self-titled, Iron Maiden, Power Slave, and Prince, Purple Rain. Those are 10 great albums from 1984.
Speaking of, do you know 1984? It's famous for a pretty famous manga series as well. Can you guess which one?
Oh, you mean the it's a freaking book, obviously. I didn't.
Oh yeah, well there is actually a book, 1984. Yeah, I meant in 1984. Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball started, which is obviously quite good. Which at the same time,
1984 just sounds iconic. Like it just flows off the tongue better than any other year. Yeah. Well, I think 1977 and 1984, they're both like, they just sound perfect.
Years ending in 4 tend to be good, as I find. I know this is dumb, but do you ever look at it?
1994 doesn't sound that good.
1994 was a good year, no. I remember a few good things happening in 94.
I don't remember anything because I wasn't alive, but
Really good WrestleMania 10, that was good. I remember my 4th birthday, I had a clown cake. That was really good. I remember that. That was kick-ass. Started nursery and shit. Took over there. I remember they had these sick...
Gross. A clown cake?
A little clown cake. It was awesome. It was pretty sick. I didn't say that as a child.
Did you watch the Big Comfy Couch?
No.
Oh, that was pretty scary.
I watched Sesame Street and Brave Little Toaster. That was all good.
Freaking Brave Little Toaster is an underrated child's movie.
Oh my god. Do you remember Brave Little Toaster?
Yes. Of course I do. I haven't watched it in forever, but it has like the freaking blanket, right? Electric
blankie, toaster.
Don't they go to like some freaking junkyard and like it gets really dark?
It's a terrifying film because somebody bought it for me
super well.
Somebody bought it for me for my birthday because it's always a recurring theme where I was obsessed with this as a child when I was very young. I think this is like going back to like the age of 2, 3 or something. My mum rented it from like the VHS shop, the movie store, I guess. And I really was obsessed with it. And she had to rent it a few times, and then eventually they just bought it. And I literally watched it every single day for about a year and a half.
Yeah, that's how kids work.
Yeah, I just got up and was like, Brave Little Toaster time. It's Brave Little Toaster time. Watch the shit out of it.
Your mom was like, oh my god, watch another movie, kid.
Yeah, just put the shit on so I can get stuff done.
Or that, yeah.
So I watched that one. I watched the shit out of it. Ingrained in my conscience and psyche.
Yeah.
And then I got older.
Not as good as the Iron Giant, though.
Yeah, I guess.
It's not as good as that.
No, it's got a nice... I like the ending of Iron Giant, actually. It's quite impactful. I haven't watched that. That's another one I haven't watched in years.
I watched it a few years ago. It held up pretty well.
I might have to dig it out and have a watch again in the summer, maybe. Yeah. I don't know why. I feel like it's more of a summer movie. I don't know why.
It isn't, because I think it's in winter.
It's literally...
If I remember correctly.
There's definitely snowscapes and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know why I'm thinking of it as some film. But yeah, and then I grew up, and as an adult, going through working life, I remember mentioning it a few times, Brave Little Toaster, and people just look at you like you're high. And
like, what the shit? Nobody. Like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, nobody knew what the fuck it was. They were like, I don't understand. Is it like Toy Story, but with household appliances? Is this a cheap knockoff? Is this... I'm like, no.
It's before Toy Story, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the predecessor. It was the guys who went on to make Pixar, if I remember rightly. So it literally is like almost a test run, kind of. You know? Toy Story's a superior one, of course, but, you know.
No shit, but...
Yeah, a bit more budget behind that one, to be fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, finally. I'm just really happy. That's one of the... If someone knows Brave Little Toaster, it puts them way up there in my estimation, so it's all good. I love how we mentioned Dragon Ball and then immediately went off that to talk about Brave Little Toaster as well.
I mean, yeah, it's what happens. It's just a natural occurrence and things.
What more can we say about Dragon Ball? We spent many an episode talking about Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and the influence and impact it's had.
Well, yeah, again, there's not much we can say unless we do a whole episode about it and have stuff to say about it, but that'll come another date. How about we talk about the current dates and weeks?
Let's talk about the weeks. Occurred. Let's do that. How was your week, Manimal?
It was pretty normal. I didn't really do anything that exciting, if you could guess. I made some new songs, Zeller's Heroes and Canon's School of Sunshine, which is totally not a Love Live reference, guys.
I was going to say I got that one.
Yeah, see? And see, it's actually 3 because, of course, Canon, but also school as in fish, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the sunshine. Sunshine, because, that's how it goes.
And school as in the literal School Idol project.
Or School Idols. I was thinking of fish, actually.
But it works on both levels.
Yeah, also, first ice cap of the season. That means the stuff's going down. And also, I wouldn't doubt if it freaking snows again, I'm going to be very mad. Psycho Amari's new album, how do you say it? Kitty Gaia, whatever. It's freaking amazing. It's going to be the best album of this year. I listened to it again today, and it actually is better than her last album, Tokyo Black Hole. As an album, it's really big, ambitious, crazy. It's just, oh my god, nothing's going to be better than that for me this year. Like, it's freaking April, the best album already comes out. It's like, wow, do I have anything to look forward to now? Jeez.
Was there any contenders coming out to rival it?
I mean, again, Katy Perry's going to release something, but I don't even, I'm just...
it's not going to...
I still love Katy's first 2 albums because they mean a lot to me at a certain time in my life. But Katy as a person is just, I can't support her, oh my god.
Yeah, obviously I'm no expert, but it sounds like she's
just been embarrassment after embarrassment for the last few. Really,
a little too political, and it's like at the end of the day, if you are a pop star, you're not going to change the world, really.
No, I mean, obviously there's great political artists like Bruce Springsteen and everything. Like even Bob Dylan had some political songs.
Yeah, but like they also didn't do stuff.
They weren't Katy Perry.
Yeah, exactly.
They didn't hit the scene with "I Kissed a Girl," and that's like Katy Perry's music is supposed to be fun.
It's carefree, whimsical. I
don't freaking listen. I mean, also you don't want to just limit an artist to being like, okay, that's all you can do. But there's been previews of her new songs, and I don't think they're good at all. Her latest single, "Chained to the Rhythm," was also highly mediocre.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Snoop Dogg to come out with a anti-marijuana rap song.
Oh my god, that would never happen. He can't survive without weed. Are you kidding me?
Like it'd be, that's I guess an extreme analogy, but like, it's sort of, it just goes against what...
Again, I liked Katy's first 2 albums are good because they're fun and they have a lot of character to them. And they stand out to other pop artists of the time to me because, again, they have a personality and it's just fun music, But
yeah, that's what it's about. Like, that's the main...
Her 3rd album was a bore, and I have no faith. I'm still going to listen to it when it comes out, but I have no faith in it.
You can still support it, and then make a judgment.
Hopefully Carly Rae will be coming out with a new album soon. Probably next year, I would assume, but other than that, nothing is going to top Psycho's new album, because it was really good.
Fair enough.
Also, the Azusa figure arrived. Okay. So this is a $17 figure that I got on AliExpress. I don't remember what the site.
Yeah.
It's a Chinese marketplace site like eBay, and it's a site you have to be super careful with. Like, really look into the people you're buying stuff from. This Azusa arrived after like a month, and for a bootleg, it was pretty good, actually. Again, it was a 5th anniversary figure, and because I'm not going to pay like $120. Like, I already spent enough on the Mugi, and that was just because it was in front of me. I mean, compared to the Mugi, like, the knockoff isn't very smooth. It's not as smooth because the Mugi figure is, like, impeccable. Like, the molding quality is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, it's so smooth and everything. But this Azusa, like, there's miscolored parts and scuffs, and her hands aren't quite in the right position. But freaking for a $16 figure, it's pretty good. And the way she stands on the stand, that sounded weird. It literally looks like she's just levitating there. I ordered the Mio too, so we'll see how that is when it comes in like 10 decades.
For, like you say, for a
I have 2 Mio figures on the way right now. Oh my god!
For one that costs 10% of the price,
it was $16 of shipping. Like, my god!
Yeah, if it costs like 10%, I mean, it's if it's in one piece, it's
get
good.
A record that much now. God.
That's true. That is true.
I went to the record store the other day. I got Dinosaur Jr. You're living all over me. It's $30. Ugh.
Dude, yeah, vinyls here. Because my oldest brother, he's big into like collecting his vinyls, and obviously he wants like the original sort of Beatles and Bob Dylan, Johnny Cash, all that kind of stuff. You'd love him. He's into all that kind of music as well. But yeah, it's not cheap going for those. Even just the ones that are store-bought, like new, like represses.
Yeah,
Like
those are not cheap.
25, 30 pounds you're looking at, more, some of them. Which is...
I know, it's lame. They should be the same price as CDs, really.
Unless...
I know, because it's an exclusive thing now, and it's collectors and all that business. And, I mean, how else are they going to make money off records in 2017?
Yeah. But it's weird that CDs are going to go that way in our lifetime. In the next 20 to 30 years, that's going to be the new records.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine?
I got an original CD I burned.
Well, I guess like records have a nice aesthetic to them. Like they're not like tapes, because tapes never make tapes. Again, it bothers me. It bothers me that mixtapes is a thing. As someone who actually makes mixtapes in the 21st century, I am bothered when people use mixtape and they don't mean mixtapes.
They mean their CD. Yeah. When they go, I've made a mixtape. They should just say mix.
A mix, yeah, because it's not unless you put it on a tape. That's what I do. I put stuff on tape.
Exactly.
I'm not actually offended by that, but just whatever. So yeah, that was a lot of talk. So how was your week? Oh, also before you go, I gotta do this once every episode. There, I got it in there.
My week's not complete without hearing that. I'll be honest. Until I hear a little harmonica riff. Because Sherbet cut us off from it because he's disappeared. Sherbet. We love you, Sherbet. Come back. Come back to us.
Sherbety derbety.
He is still alive. I've seen him active on Facebook. And also, I've seen him active playing a hell of a lot of Persona 5. So, we know he's around.
Yeah.
But yeah, which leads nicely onto my week, because my week has been dominated, as you would imagine, by Persona 5. Anytime I've had off, pretty much, I have nixed plans just to play some P5. It's amazing.
How long is that?
Well, if you're familiar with Persona, from Persona 3 onwards,
I'm not, but...
how it works is it's a JRPG, but the game progresses on a calendar. So you have sections of your day where you can fill it with activities. So like your daytime, your afternoon, your evening, you'll choose to do an activity. So it could be I'll spend time with a friend, or you go to school, or you visit the dungeon with whatever. But once you've done it, you can't go back, and that day's passed, so you've got to be careful.
Can't you just cheat the clock?
No. You literally, once you take activities, that day's gone. So if you waste, I did on my very first game of Persona, I was just like, fuck it, just go bed, and then realized I should have been spending all that time.
Oh, wait, is this in game time or in real time?
Oh, in game time, sorry.
Okay.
No, sorry, not in real time.
Because I was going to say, that'd be something.
Yeah, that'd be kind of interesting, actually. Yeah, you have to... Oh, no, progress would be slow, but... Yeah, you basically have a year on the calendar, so, from April to March, or... I'm assuming anyway on this one, that's what it was like. The last two, you have, a full year, so you got to use your days. I've done 2 months, so I say a sixth of the calendar. Obviously... It could be you get to December and there's a huge...
Oh, and you could just go to bed all the time to make it faster, or...?
Yeah, if you wanted to. You can go to school, you can go straight home to skip it to evening, and then you can go straight to bed if you wanted to. If you just want to ignore everything, you can just do that. And then there's time limits on dungeons and stuff, but I have done the second dungeon, and I'm about 28 and a half hours into it. I'm assuming there's going to be at least another 4 or 5, 6... dungeons, I'm going to guess. There'll probably be 8 to 10 dungeons, all 7 done. Yeah. So I'm probably going to have spent 90 hours on this one. I can't believe I've spent 28 hours on it. I think it's just because I've had a lot of time, and I have left running a few stuff.
I mean, you got to burn time somehow, I guess.
Yeah, man.
I probably haven't even played games for 90 hours in the past 3 years. My God.
That's the thing. It's been a while since I've put time into it. Not since Final Fantasy 15 have I devoted a long amount of time to playing something. So that's fun to get back into. But once that's done, I'll be happy and I can move on to other things. But other than that...
I'll be happy. I'm just playing this game just because.
Oh, no. Well, we've all waited for it, and I'm happy that it's amazing and as good as we wanted it to be. I'm really loving it still. Other than that, no. Let's see. Oh! We did a little guest spot on the Manga Forum's podcast, their live stream. I didn't actually know it was a live stream until we went on it.
Actually?
Yeah, it was a live stream. We did that just earlier today. We'll put a link to their Twitter and website below. It's the Manga Forum. They do monthly shows where they take a manga and they discuss it. They'll each read it and then they'll dissect it, basically. So think of like a more professional, not going off on tangent version of us, and that's pretty much what it is. But yeah, really good. We did Sword Art Online, which was interesting because I've never read Sword Art Online's manga. That's
a creative pick.
Oh, well, one of the girls, Laura, had seen. Oh no, Alexa. Alexa had seen the anime. Laura had no knowledge of it. Same with me. I've seen the anime and read the first volume of the light novel, whereas Corin has not seen anything.
You have the first light novel.
I do. I've got
officially confirmed by your collection video, in which it killed you.
It did. It burst my eardrums. Oh no, it's a good song, so it's worth it. I will just say that the manga
Field is a good song. Yes,
it's really good. It's really good.
Lisa's good. Yeah.
Yeah, 10 out of 10 for that one. Get me pumped. That did. One of the best things about that show. Definitely the thingy. But I will say the manga has given me a newfound appreciation of that anime because, boy, two things.
It's even shittier.
It's so bad because it skims over so much and relies on you having pre-existing knowledge of the franchise, even though it came before the anime. So it assumes that you know the light novel. And
well, yeah, it's just usually I find manga adaptations of light novels aren't the best.
Yeah. Well, so I always tend to think there'll be. I guess, yeah, actually, that's true.
Well, they do because the story doesn't originate from them. I find even when anime are turned into manga, it doesn't work as well.
Yeah, that's true. It's
always best when the story originates from
the source material. Yeah, definitely. 9 times out of 10, source material is always going to be better. But yeah, just the animation. Well, the battle scenes and stuff in the anime, they try to draw them, but frame by frame on a page as still images, it does not work. And I had a really hard time following it, and it wasn't just me, but everybody agreed that it was impossible to follow some of the fights. You didn't know what was going on. It was just so scribbly. There was a lack of panel structure, so it was just all over the page. So hard to read, and it sort of put focus on it compressed the story, so it made it a lot worse. However, upon reading that, I've discovered that there is something called Sword Art Online Progressive, which is a reboot of sorts of Sword Art Online, but it's level by level. So the manga literally starts on level 1, and it goes level by level.
Oh, so it does the stuff that should have been in the show.
Exactly. So I'm going to find that out and read that and give it a chance, because one of my major complaints was the pacing, and we miss the most important parts of character development a lot of the time. Yeah. So like we don't see the struggle, so therefore we don't care. We don't form a connection with the characters or anything. So this should give a lot more screen time to more interesting characters and flesh them out a little bit. So I'm going to find that and report back on next week's episode, because I'm hoping that should be good. I'm willing to give it a chance. I'm not going to lie. I think it could be good. So that's Sword Art anyway. Who knows? It could make me a Sword Art Online supporter. Because I've always said, I know we rag the hell on the show a lot, but it's always come from it had potential and it goes to waste. There's still enjoyable moments in it. I can't knock the animation in the show. The music's good. So
I think we need a new Sword Art. Like, the world needs a new show to bash like that.
Yeah, it's an easy target.
Sword Art's been played so much by now. Everybody knows, But I guess, obviously there's people who really like this series.
It's just because
it's usually like the first thing they watch, maybe, and it's like, oh, hey, I enjoy that. But there needs to be something new. There needs to be a new series. Well, I guess... Actually, I don't know how the reception for Tokyo Ghoul is. Certainly not like some...
It's on a smaller scale. I found that people, it's popular, but at the same time, there's that sort of, people just like it because it's popular. That sort of undercurrent of people who aren't too keen on it. It was it was just meh for me. Like, I didn't have a outstanding feeling to it. I was just like, it's
we need a new Sword Art. Something that's just like incredibly lame. That gets
popular.
Actually, do you really want something like that? I don't know, but we need something new to bash as a whole.
Yeah, because it's an easy target, and most of the frustration with Sword Art comes from the fact that it started okay and then it went downhill. So it's more frustration and disappointment as opposed to this is a pile of shit. Because there's a million shows like that, which we'll discuss coming up. But yeah,
yes, maybe we will.
Yeah, other than that, there's not, I don't know, what have I been doing? Persona, binge some Sword Art Online, checking out the spring season. I'm a little rough as well. I'm still recovering from last night. Went for a little drink or two. Oh no, I was good. I came home relatively early at 1:30, so that's okay. I was all right.
I came home and I was 1:30.
It was 1:30. 1:30. Is that an English thing to say half? Like
yes,
half
that
one?
is exactly an English thing.
Huh.
Wait, that is exactly an English thing to say. That's what I just said. Wow.
Yeah. Well, we've got to have an Englishism once per episode, so you know.
I mean, naturally, right?
Yeah. That's good. I mean, I can't think of anything else of interest to mention.
Yeah.
Writing's been slow progress. So.
Oh God. Yeah. I know. Even when I'm trying to do Mugi X Cake, it's so hard to just like. Even when you're, trying to do like this really cheesy fan fiction, you still want to at least like. Because, anyone can just write, like, and then the cake went and things happened.
Yeah.
But
you don't want to write...
It's hard to craft a certain kind of, like... You got to take it seriously, I think, with stuff like that.
I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. There's a difference between just bad writing and a well-written bad... I'm trying to think of the right words. Because if it's well-written and flows well, it's still entertaining.
Well, yeah, exactly.
I mean, one of the funniest like story. It's not really a story, but it was like someone posted on Reddit ages ago, and I was crying with laughter. It's literally a story about a tall guy farting on a kid's head because the kid was being a little shit in the toy store. But how he wrote it is so like verbose. It was amazing. Had this. It was really well structured and just had like the descriptions that he used was just incredible. But yeah, it always counts for stuff. You will definitely have a way with words when it comes to Mugi X Cake. I'm not gonna lie.
Why? Thank you.
It's gonna be a smash hit when it's all completed.
We'll see. But speaking of stuff that has completed, this winter season is still not freaking done because there's still like another episode of Bang Dream or whatever. Like, oh my God. Okay, Kobayashi's Major Egg, and I changed my mind. This is my favorite show of the season. It's better than Scum's Wish and everything else.
Oh, really?
The last episode made me realize how actually great the series is. Like, I just really recommend it. It's a really fantastic show. Of course, the animation's great, but it's also what it presents too. And just watch it. It's good stuff. And what else finished? I started on Bang Dream again. So this is a show about you got 5 girls and they make a band. It's Love Live.
Yeah.
Again. it's Love Live again. Because, so it's like, it's made by pretty much the same, I think, similar people to Love Live at least. It's heavily promoted in the same magazine. But, basically, it's like we're going to make Love Live. We're going to take the band element from K-On!, but nothing else that makes the series good, just the band element. And it copies the dynamics of Love Live where they're trying to like assemble a group, and it has like super tropey characters in it and everything. Like literally the main character is like Yui after 4 cups of coffee is how I would describe her.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of honk as well. There's one character that's kind of interesting though, it's the other guitarist, but it's an alright series. I mean, the animation is not good. There are a lot of dorky looking frames, and when they play their instruments, it looks bad. I'm just gonna say that. And sometimes the guitars, like there was one frame where like the guitar neck was like freaking 2 centimeters. Like I was like, okay. But
that's a shame because it's Bang Dream's based on a real band, aren't they? If I'm right.
No, it's a multimedia project. There is a real band, and the voice actresses do play, but that was just part of the whole project. It's the gimmick, right? You can watch the show, and it's the game coming, and then you can see the shows. But they actually do play, though.
I thought it was like based off a band. So it's the other way around. The anime is basically there, and then
they should make a show about like Scandal or Siren Oh my god. Or Silent Siren.
Yeah.
Or something like that instead.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, if they just made like Silent Siren the anime and had them voice the characters, that'd be way better. But there is like an actual progression. Like, again, main girl like really sucks at it. And okay, they do Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
Mm-hmm.
And it repeats about 8 times. And it almost erased the English version out of my head. Because it repeats so much. My god. But I don't know. Again, it's okay. It has a lot of good themes in it, but it's just pretty okay overall.
Yeah.
I thought I'd
disappoint
it anyways.
Because
I want to make it at least 7 shows. Because 7 shows is what I watched last winter. So I'm like, I gotta top myself. Come on.
Yeah. You might as well. You can power through it, steam through it. Because
but it has like all the moody drama and Love Live and tears falling, and it's like, oh come on. You could have at least taken this element out. Jesus.
Yeah, tried to, instead of just hitting the same beats, but with a different...
Literally. Yeah.
Yeah, never mind.
It is what it is. Let's talk about some new shows.
Yeah, fuck winter season. Winter season, the thing of the past. We're gonna...
It's not even... It's not freaking done yet, but anyways, spring.
Oh, just before we go into spring, quick, a little bit of news, because we like to do that. Himoto Umaru-chan, Season 2 has been confirmed for the fall.
Are you kidding me?
Seriously, it's coming back.
Why was it big as Season 2 of that stupid show?
It's coming back soon as well. Like, that's...
Oh my god. Okay, I didn't expect that. Yeah. I mean, okay, to be fair, I have Umaru on my keychain. Like, I literally... Because I like the character design, and it's kind of funny because she's such a piece of shit.
Yeah, she's a little dick in the show.
Like when she spills pop, and oh my, okay, it's kind of funny, but it's not good. Why would they make a second season?
Well, there you go.
Watch it. To be fair, I'm gonna watch it. Wait, when does it air?
Fall, it just says. It's slated for the fall season, so
this fall. Love Live Sunshine 2, Full Metal Panic 4, and Umaru-chan 2.
That's the holy trinity right there.
Freaking the new game in the summer. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's not looking too...
Why would they make Umaru-chan too? Like, did anyone ask for this?
I mean, like you say, the merch. You tend to see...
Yeah, and she's a popular character.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's more for the fact that it's this high school girl who transforms into this little hamster creature. That it's just like, oh my god, what is this? It's kind of a funny show, but season 2, okay.
Yeah.
You know, there's not other shows that need another season. Clearly, Umaru-chan was like high demand.
It's all about them keychains, you know?
Again, I like that keychain, but like, oh, okay. Is there any other news?
No, that was all I could see. It's a bit light on the ground, to be honest, this week.
Yeah. All right. Next, what? Okay. Spring is here again. Reproductive glands. So let's talk about some new shows from the seasons. We're going to start with, did you watch Love Tyrant?
No, that's the only one on my list. Only one of 2, on my list that I need to watch.
Okay, so, I'll call by its English name. Love Tyrant is basically No Com Part 2.
Really?
It's the theme and everything. Like, it has the exact same tone of the show. Because it's the show where, like, the dude's chilling out and all of a sudden this girl, what's her name, Guri, comes through and she's like, oh yeah, I have the kiss note, but it has, I don't want to tell you, there's a lot of plot twists. It keeps like more unravels as it goes on. It's actually kind of funny, all the reveals, but I won't tell you then. But it was okay. I mean, again, it has the harem set up and all of that stuff, but it's like comedy first, but the OP sucks, by the way. The opening song is not good at all.
I wasn't expecting
it. I'll watch more. We'll see what happens. I like Guri, her character design and everything's nice, but yeah. I was hoping you'd see it so we could talk about more, but
oh, sorry, yeah, it was literally a toss up between watching that or Ero-Manga Sensei.
Ero-Manga Sensei.
I chose that one.
Well,
I feel like I chose wrong.
I've already seen this show. It was called Orimo. You know, the other show that had a Claris OP. And, okay, to be fair, Orimo was different, but they're both about having a little sister who has the same kind of hobbies and stuff. But how would you describe this wonderful episode, Vacant?
Okay, so the premise is that he's a high schooler who's also a light novel, erotic light novel author.
Illustrations are. He does like battle stuff.
Oh no,
but illustrations.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. That's it. Yeah, I thought that was a bit confusing. Because they were talking about her, and then it was like, oh well, what? This series is a battle series? What? But yeah, he's an author in high school, and he's quite successful. So he does like autograph sessions and stuff, and he has a secret illustrator who doesn't show their face. He's never met them. They work exclusively online. Who draws ecchi, like really ecchi pictures. Turns out, surprise, surprise, it's his shut-away sister who's
12.
It's so fucking weird.
She's 12.
She's
by
like,
the way.
Yeah. She looks younger than that. She's a shut-in.
To be fair, that's the age when like stuff starts happening. But to draw illustrations of that quality at that age, and how about just the fact that this exists?
It's, yeah, like basically the plot twist is that his sister's a shut away. He hasn't seen her in a year because she doesn't come out of her room. So I don't know how that works.
Because
whatever.
She doesn't go to school or anything. Like no one pressures her to come out of there.
I think their parents have died or something. I know it's not his real sister anyway. She's somewhat like her stepsister or half sister or something.
That makes it okay, right?
That's the justification. I knew they always have to get that little justification in there right at the beginning, don't they? Of just, oh, we are cousins, but, we're like sisters and brother and sister. It's like, oh, it doesn't make it okay. It's still incest. Let's call a spade here.
Mm-hmm.
You can't nitpick when it comes to this shit.
I like the fact that the main character's name is Masamune.
It is. Sick. I've gotta love these Masamune shows.
Like, this one's a little different than the other one, though.
Infinitely prefer the other one, to be honest. Yeah, this is.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather finish the other one.
Looking past it, like say, his sister is like his young little sister, this lowly girl, draws erotic manga. There's a lot of ecchi in terms of not only her illustrations but sort of some of the camera shots that tend to like a close up of her like abdomen or her legs or whatever. Whatever. Not my bag personally. Not our cup of tea, shall we say? But
to be fair, it wasn't as creepy as I thought it would be. It was like it has a warm tone and everything in it, so I get why people are liking this show.
That was the thing I was going to say. Beyond the seedy material, it has like a sort of, like you say, a kind of, they had a reunion of, oh, we're the only family that we've both got, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, like there's themes in it, but I just watched a couple episodes of Orimo, and
it seems slightly out of place. I'm not... I didn't like the parts where he was like alluding to touching his little sister. That's just fucking weird.
Well, that was just a stupid joke because she was like, "Oh, take a seat," and he was like, "Oh, touch you anywhere?" Like what? Like that was just a miscommunication joke.
It's a throwaway joke, but it's like,
I know. I didn't like this episode very much.
Looking past all that, like say,
I might watch the next one to see how it is. Like again, it has elements of stuff in it. It's not just like some weird, creepy thing.
Yeah, I think
like
it's a comedy first and foremost. It's not going to be there's a love story or anything like that. I think it's just going to be them sort of.
Even though the tagline is the sibling romance comedy.
Yeah, well, I think it's previewed in the next episode when they showed it at the very end is like some kind of this other girl who I think is a writer. So I don't know if she's going to be like a rival. A literal rival, not a love rival, but like they could.
Well, Kuroneko didn't win in the end, so just remember that.
Well, we'll see. But like I say, in terms of animation-wise, it was okay. Nothing special, but it doesn't need to be. Truth be told, it's just a standard comedy.
The main character is such a light novel protagonist that he writes light novels.
She even calls him a light novel protagonist in the show.
So
when she's insulting him. Yeah, I mean, he's just nothing. He's a non-factor. There's not really anything. He dotes on his sister.
Speaking of that, unless you're done.
I'm done.
We have Akashic Records of Bastard Magic Instructor.
That's the one.
This is the most light novel thing I've seen in my life. It takes place in light novel fantasy land, where light novel cute girls walk around in very revealing school outfits that would not exist, but they do. And there's like the scumbag teacher because, someone watched Konosuba and thought that Kazuma was good. So they made this character, but he's not good. Anyways, in light novel land, there's this lazy teacher and he doesn't want to teach. So the students are like, hey, why don't you teach us? And he's like, I don't want to. This was an incredibly lame first episode. It had the whole changing scene in it, which the thing that bothered me is where it's like, he's like, oh, this is such a cliche turn of events. That's like not how you do meta humor.
Yeah, that's lazy fourth wall
just
poking.
Acknowledging it and then doing the exact same thing that always happens where he just gets kicked and then freaking his nose bleeds or whatever.
Yeah. I hate that.
That's not doing anything.
That's such a lazy fourth wall break and attempt at comedy is, let me acknowledge this, but not actually make it a creative twist or anything.
Because
it's just...
it's been done so many times. Now you have to acknowledge it, but you still have to have the scenes like that in there, apparently.
Yeah.
But people who read the manga and everything say that this show goes places, and this is just a bad first episode. So I'm gonna take their word and watch more. But this is an absolutely terrible first episode. Well, okay, not absolutely terrible because I got some enjoyment out of it actually. It wasn't the worst thing. And, I mean, it wasn't that funny. It has pretty typical anime humor in it and everything, but we'll see where it goes. It's just the school outfits are, obviously distracting.
It's quite funny because you've literally got a picture, the cover image, because I've not watched this episode yet. This is the other show that I want to check out, and it was on my recommendations, in fact, so it is one that I'm definitely going to watch in the next day or two. But yeah, you've got all the girls and then the guy there. It's just so funny, the difference in uniform.
Well, yeah, they have freaking the tiniest skirts and half a shirt. And
you need the thigh highs, the tiniest skirts, and the little brassiere. Men,
suspenders.
In fact, he's got a glove on. It's like, men, you need to wear more clothes than usual. The women, nah, it doesn't matter if it's. We're in Alaska, but it doesn't matter. You need to wear that. That's school requirement.
Yeah, it was silly, but maybe it'll be something. I'm not going to fully judge it yet. We'll see what happens. A first episode that was good, however, was Sakura Quest. This is the countryside. I can't say words. The countryside show about this girl who's tried out for 30 jobs and it all fails. So she gets called to help revive this failing tourist attraction. I don't know what it is. It's some, what was it called? The Chupacabra Castle Kingdom. I don't know. Anyways, she becomes a queen, and guess what? She has to stay there for a year now. Oh my god. And slice-of-life countryside adventures will occur. It was a really nice setup, actually. I like shows like this that take place in the countryside, and, it's a whole, reviving the community thing and all that stuff.
So is she
this
from
girl who's
Is she from
she's
the city?
She's originally from, the country, and then she moved to the city because the country's boring, and now she's back in the country.
Oh, okay.
And actually, I was surprised how human her character was, because her reactions are so muted and tame to everything. Just so normal.
Yeah,
and again, typical. It's a PA Works show, so they're really good at stuff like this, usually. Except for Glass Lip, which was not good. But I think this will be better than Glass Lip, just saying. We didn't meet all the characters or anything. The old guy was pretty cool, and I think that'll be good. The OP and ED were really good. Actually, they were especially great, I noticed. Those good stuff.
Yeah,
what else do you got?
It's a tricky balance with the countryside ones of getting the pacing just right, but it sounds like they got it down there. Let us know how that turns out, because I'll definitely be interested in watching it, if it is a good one, because I'm hankering for a good slice of life. For me, speaking of mediocre shows, at least for mediocre first episodes, Clockwork Planet.
This is an anime from the spring season of 2007.
Weird art style, very chibified.
I just want to note the fact that the mechs weren't CG, and the CG in this episode was good. So I really hope this studio is going to use that aesthetic for Full Metal Panic 4. That's my hopes. I hope that this is a show to prepare for that.
It could be
optimistic here.
It could be. I mean, it's getting that practice in. But yeah, did you watch the first episode, Manimal? Yeah,
and it was okay. Again, it felt old, and I kind of like that when new shows look like older stuff, because it had the the classic the key light novels where their mouths are like a centimeter below their nose.
The really large eyes and blocky hair.
And it has like kind of a wimpy protagonist, but he's more like, I don't know, tame.
He's a lot
He's a
younger.
different kind. He's not like the ones that we have nowadays so much.
He seems a few years younger than the average shonen, like especially with the voice acting. He's a young boy, like he's about 9 or 10, if I had to guess.
Throwing back to Handshakers, the show is about gears and a kid who likes to fix clocks.
Yeah. Basically,
he's really into gears.
He loves his clocks.
Because the planet is made out of gears.
Yeah, I love that, how whoever created this was looking and goes, okay, we need some kind of like buzzword, like a catch-all for technology. Just make everything out of gears. That doesn't work. How can you make a robot out of gears?
Are you telling me that a planet made strictly out of gears would not work?
Because it's like, basically it says, I like how it opened where it's like, I know this sounds sudden, but one day the Earth was destroyed and a man named Y, because obviously you don't want X, because everyone uses X as like code name. And you don't want Z as well, because a lot of people use Z. So Y, I guess, was fine. Yeah, take Y, because that's near the end of the alphabet. It's a cooler sounding one, but it's not X, it's not Z.
It's not cooler than X and Z or Z, whatever. But wait, did I just say Z? I'm so proud of myself. Oh my god, I never say Z. Unless I say Z28. I'm proud of myself. I just go Canada. Technically, that's how Canadians say it, but that's not how I say it.
No. Well, the British is Z, but, I can't help but say Z. I don't know.
Again, you wouldn't say Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z sounds cool.
That sounds stupid. Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z. It sounds good. I think it taught us to say Z. But, yeah, the savior, Y, which is Jesus. He's not, but he's like Gear Jesus.
Robotic Jesus, Mecha Jesus.
Mecha Jesus.
The real Mecha Jesus.
The real one, not the imposter one that you saw.
Not the angry video game nerd one. The real one.
Real Mecha Jesus rebuilds the world out of gears. So he makes big cities, like tectonic plates of gears, which then have little clock towers. This was 1,000 years ago. 1,000 years later, everything's running on gears. I guess, to generate power and computers and all sorts.
Something like that.
Little guy is he's a gear enthusiast and he can hear gears. Like
he's a gear fetishist, never mind.
Well, yeah, because he's expressing his love for clocks.
He calls his clocks his lovers.
And then he says that they have their right to choose because it's weird. Yeah, he's about to fuck his clocks. He has a massive collection of clocks. And he's about to make love to them or something. But he does note that he's really shitty at repairing them. Coffin drops out the sky. It's Magic Girl, whatever. She's a automaton.
To be fair, I haven't seen a girl coming out of the sky show in quite some time.
Yeah, there's a few. I suppose they've given a break. Well, Renai Bokan, didn't she come out the sky?
No, she came out of him.
Oh, okay.
You got to see it. I don't want to I really want to talk about the show, but there's a lot of really great jokes that I can't tell you.
But she drops out the sky. He repairs her. Because he repairs her, he's her master. I actually quite liked her character because she just seemed like the typical clueless,
she's a mom,
magic girl, but she was quite sharp-tongued. Like she was well aware that she's superior to humans. So she was like, she wasn't just I'm really tough or I'm so smart. It was just kind of offhand.
Oh, hey, I'm better than you guys, but whatever.
Yeah, it was played out.
You're
really
smart, I guess.
Yeah, she's like, I have the power to kill these people. That's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, sure. You're all idiots, but I'm smart. It's okay. I quite like that part about it. I want
to say one thing. Do you remember the opening of Arya the Scarlet Ammo?
Yes.
It's also the opening of this show.
Is it?
No, but it's a Fripside song that sounds exactly like Scarlet Ballet or whatever the one is called.
I'll have to go back and listen because like I say, I can't. It's not embedded in my memory.
Even when I heard that song, I was like, "Oh my god, this is like classic Fripside." Jesus.
Yeah, they've just taken to town. The plot's okay.
Although, to be fair, every Fripside song is pretty much the same, even though they're awesome. But yeah.
They don't stray. It's like Flow as well, like Flow.
Only My Railgun is one of the best song titles of all time, but also it's a good track. But honestly, I like the title more than the song. Even though I love the song, it's called Only My Railgun. Like, that's kind of cool.
It's a badass name. What can you say?
Yeah.
But yeah, in terms of plot, the story is he found Magic Girl, and then I guess
I think it'll be fun. Like,
army.
I enjoyed it, and I think I'll like it for something that seems older, and I don't think it's going to be great or anything, but it looks like fun.
Yeah,
you know?
So, I mean, the character, he's okay. Like, I actually didn't mind him as much as I thought I would. The only thing that was a bit out of place, like, there was a bit more ecchi than I thought there was going to be in this.
Well, I mean, it wasn't, like, hardcore.
It's mostly,
like...
yeah, it's mostly played for laughs. There is the
well, I mean, it made sense when, like, her gears appeared, because, like, that's where things would be.
Yeah.
Oh, the
signed
twin tail girl.
Yeah.
Who's so excited that she put on her coat, but somehow not anything else.
Yeah, she forgot to put on pants, but of course she's a tomboy, so it's okay, apparently. Yeah, the one, they signed a contract because they signed a contract.
Yes,
that was a bit out of place because it was played.
I forgot about that.
Because I thought it was going to be played for laughs. Basically, what happens is they make a contract where she's his servant, and he's her master, basically. You know, as weird as that sounds, and then she literally sucks his finger, like, but suggestively, like it's weird.
There's no way around it. Like, it was full on. There is lots. Okay, first of all. Would she have saliva? Really? She's a robot.
Yeah, she's made of gears. I guess that's gear saliva.
I guess like maybe like some kind of intense cyborg or whatever, or what, I don't know.
That's the thing. Inside is gears, but then I guess like her skin, like she must be like some kind of Terminator, where it's like flesh, normal flesh. I don't know. It doesn't make sense, the gear thing. It's a bit dumb, where they're like, everything's made out of gears, except
I forgot
most
about
things.
that scene, no.
Yeah, because it was sort of, I thought it was going to be played for laughs, but it's almost like too long. And
no, it's not played for laughs.
Too well animated. Like, it's some of the best.
No, they went for it with that scene. It's like, you know, the classic To Love Ru scene, the popsicle.
No, yeah.
You've seen the gifs.
Yeah,
it's like
I've seen the gifs.
Pretty much like that.
It was it was weird because it seemed out of place because the rest of it had quite a light tone.
It's not as good as the toothbrush scene, but
it was a bit weird.
Same idea.
Yeah, it was, I don't know. There was a bit of sexual tension between them, and she's a robot, and
there would be in real life.
Really young.
To be fair, that there would be in real life.
I mean, I guess if he was about fuck o'clock, like, you know, if a gear,
then that's even better.
Woman came about, you know, that's the next step up naturally, I guess, because realistically, how would you shag a clock? Like, where are you going to put your dick? Nowhere. That's the answer.
Inside?
Where the battery was, maybe. I don't know.
No, like where the gears are, and then you're never gonna be able to use it again.
I was gonna say those gears are gonna do some damage. Yeah, don't do that. Don't PSA right now, people. Put down the clocks. Put them down. Don't think about it. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Go find a clock lady. She might fall from the sky. Keep an eye out for any coffins coming from the sky.
All you have to do is like vocalize it aloud and it will happen. That's what the show teaches you.
Please let it rain gears. And then
it does.
So it was good.
Yeah, I think the show will be fun. It won't be great, but it'll be entertaining enough. Something that is not as good is Kaito Tenchi Twin Angel TV. This is a magical girl show that does everything that a magical girl show does. It's about Madoka, a Megaru or whatever, and she's a new transfer student who meets some cool. It's a typical setup where she's like, I want to be a hero, and then she becomes one, and like her partner is the exact same character as what's her name, Homaru, or however you pronounce her name, like all cool and everything, but like I don't want to ever do this again though, you know, like that kind of thing.
And then there's like resistant.
There's a mascot character that's a hedgehog that actually looks like a hedgehog.
Well, that's good.
You know, as in the eyes are not one. By the way, let's talk about that for a second.
Okay.
How? does Sonic see?
How does Sonic see?
What does his sight look like with eyes that big? Can you imagine running at high speeds, how much shit is going in the white of his eyes? Like,
he closes his eyes.
no, not always. Like, there are a lot of white on his eyes. Okay.
Think about the wind hitting his eyes. They'd be very dry.
Yeah, they would be. That would be terrible.
Do you think he has like a special windproof and dustproof contact? Like just one giant one?
He just peels this freaking huge contact out. And how's it gonna work if he like has to like up his island? Okay, anyways, back to the show.
It's like an M-shaped contact. Anyway,
yes. This show is not aimed at the normal demographic of magical girl shows because there are outfits and stuff that happens, but it's pretty typical. It's a typical setup. There's nothing exciting here.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll watch more, but it's like, why is this even made?
It's just run of the mill. Yeah,
they're not doing anything new or exciting with the magical girl genre. They're just doing it.
Yeah, they're just retreading everything. I mean, you never know.
I don't see the show getting into any deep themes because it has this exact tone that JC Staff does a lot. As much as I like the studio, a lot of the shows just have this exact tone to them. I don't know how to describe it, but it's not going to be a
stick with what they know.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's not going to be very exciting. That's actually it for all that I watched so far. There's a couple more like Anonymous Noise and Seven Deadly Sins, which I really, really wish that had a different title so I didn't have to specify it was the ecchi version every time I said it, but you know.
You could just say the current one.
The current one. I think those are the only two left.
Yeah.
And that'll make for an interesting season. I'll talk about that more later, I guess. But
yeah. Well, these
shows that I picked up, like, like Love Tyrant. I think you'll like it because it's like no-com, basically.
Yeah.
It's a lot like that.
I think it could be good. It was one of my picks because I thought it's dumb.
It had good jokes.
Exactly.
And it's dumb. It doesn't take itself seriously,
That's
even
what
though
you
it does the harem thing. And I don't really like harem shows anymore at all.
But if they're funny,
that's the point. Yeah. Like, I can't tell you anything. I really wish you watched it.
Okay, I will.
But
next
yeah,
week.
I don't know. It's going to be an interest. I hope that I can keep up with everything. Like, it's not as good as last spring, but like nothing can be as good as that. Also, actually, you watched something a little more boring.
I've watched something. I kind of wish you'd watched it as well. Well, I suppose you haven't watched Naruto, so I guess I watched the first episode of Boruto, Naruto Next Generations. It was exactly what you would expect. It was pretty boring.
Was it a retelling of the original with a brand new character?
We're kind of just retreading. Okay, where Naruto was a delinquent and he was an outcast of the village and he was just, nobody respected him. They all thought he was a loser. That was his plot arc to become the respected Hokage, and that's what he did at the end of the series. Now he's got his kid who is also a delinquent, but he doesn't have that lack of respect because his father is like in charge of the whole village.
So shouldn't kids hate him and like bully him because of that?
Well, a lot of them aren't ninjas anymore, like because there's so much technology. Like it's sort of like they refer to it as the old ninja school. So the first day.
I mean, that makes sense. It's supposed to be Naruto for the next generation.
Yeah, it's like a few of them are turning away. I mean, obviously their children are just literally every character is going to be in the show. Their kids are going to be in with their powers and whatever because they all have this. They've all obviously got their. Oh, I learned this technique from my dad.
See, that's less interesting because those kids don't have to go through the same struggles as the original characters. Because they're just born with those traits. I mean, obviously in Dragon Ball Z, Gohan still had to do stuff to get his powers and everything. Yeah.
I mean, they could to unlock like the Sharingan and the Byakugan with Sarada, whatever her name is, Sakura's child. Sakura and Sasuke, and then Naruto and Hinata's child. They'll probably have to struggle to unlock the Byakugan. It'll be some kind of thing. But what happens? This is what happens in the show. So it's the night before they start the school. He sees a guy who's getting bullied. He helps him. Because this is the thing, he's a delinquent. Like, he's, fuck this, I don't want to go to this school, blah, blah, this is all shit. But he doesn't have that reasoning. Like, his only reason is, I don't want to be a Hokage. I don't want anything to do with it because my dad is never around. He's never around because he's doing all this work. And I don't see the point in it. Which is fair enough. That's a relatable, story.
I mean, yeah, that's the typical kind of setup.
But it's like they're trying to play it the same. They're trying to mirror it. And it's like, well, the difference was with Naruto, it was everyone hated him pretty much. Like, they all thought he was a pariah because he was the Nine Tails. He had, a demon spirit that had killed half the village.
This would probably be the same if they made an anime about Sean Lennon.
Yeah. it's one where it is going in a different direction, but it was, like I say, the tone and everything's the same, and it wasn't great. Nothing really interesting happens in it. Like, the more interesting thing is you sort of want to see more of the other characters and see what I was more interested in what Naruto was getting up to.
And this is a show that's obviously more for the next generation, maybe people who didn't necessarily watch Naruto.
Yeah.
And now this is their thing, right?
They did a really dumb thing where there's trains now, there's a railway and everything, and Boruto crashed a train into the side of the Hokage, they have the mountain where they carve the Hokage's faces into it.
Yeah.
The village leaders. He crashed a train into that, which is above where they go to school. So
that happens.
Because he was late.
Just ride a train, it happens.
A runaway train because there was this kid was
running
getting bullied.
right off the tracks.
Yeah. Him and his mate turn up. And it's I hate that kind of shonen of, hey, we've just made a big entrance. And it's in real life, you wouldn't crash
Everyone
a train.
would think that you're a freaking jerk.
You're a dick. You've just
you're
endangered people.
Grabbing dink.
Yeah, that wasn't...
Did a freaking crash train into the Washington Monument?
Yeah, it wasn't when I was watching it.
Wait, no, the Washington Monument is the big thing,
That's
isn't
the
it?
big, tall thing.
Sorry,
the Lincoln Memorial?
No, the...
Mount Rushmore?
Deep Purple in Rock, the album cover of that.
Mount Rushmore?
Yeah.
That's the one. Yeah, because it's the anime wants you to sort of go, oh, wow, he doesn't care about the rules. How cool. What a rebel. When really, you're just you're just a dick. Why did you do that? That's just an arsehole.
Yeah.
But who knows? I'll carry on watching it. Just,
Again, why even is my thought. They just make a new character. I don't know.
It could go different ways. I kind of like because he's obviously, you can see his arc is going to be, he resents that his father's time has been taken up, but then he's going to be in a situation where he realizes what his father's doing and all the stuff he does behind the scenes where he's, protecting the village and being a hero and all that. So he's going to gain a newfound respect for his father while unlocking his own powers. But
as long as they do different stuff, I guess it's okay.
Yeah. I mean, overall, I was a fan of Naruto. I think it's not, what's his face? Oh god, what was his name? He did it. Kishimoto, was it?
I don't know.
I can't believe I can't even remember it. It was Mishirami.
Which, by the way, okay, I might have said this before, but I know I said it to you, but not maybe on the show. Is I got the first 25 volumes of Naruto at the thrift store for frickin' $1. No, yeah, it was $1 each. I finally read the first two, and I was like, "This is good.
Yeah,
it's fun. It's actually pretty decent."
I'm as you know me, I'm shonen fanboy trash, so I really enjoy that creative combat sort of thing, and the powers.
Cool.
Yeah, the jutsu and
everything. But I thought it's amusing because on the back it had the room tour of the whatever his name is, the guy. Oh,
yeah, it is Kishimoto.
Yeah, and the freaking guy sleeps half in a closet and half out, and he has this crammed super. It's oh my god, I can't imagine living a life like that.
I can't. That's why I like getting physical volumes of stuff, because you get the little author's notes, and I quite like them. The Bleach ones were quite amusing from Tight Kubo, where he says he walked past a bunch of kids they were discussing Bleach, and one of them was talking about what Yamamoto's Bankai would be, and someone was like, I know for a fact it's this, I've read it on the internet, it's Soaring Phoenix something, and he's just I gotta step up my game. That's I like those little notes and stuff. They're funny, but
how do you think the Attack on Titan person would feel if they saw those kids, the dad Sean and everything?
Oh man, I mean, I don't know what's going through their brain at the moment, to be honest. Having read chapter 92, it's just more confusing. But in short, for Naruto, it's not Kishimoto doing this, so I think he still has an input, but he doesn't directly write it. So we'll see. It should go in a different direction because obviously it's a different author. So
why doesn't he have like those eyes, like the clear eyes?
Like his mother,
shouldn't he?
Boruto.
Yeah, shouldn't he have like what's her name's eyes?
Hinata. She does have her eye power because she has the Byakugan. He does have it, but they have to activate it.
Oh.
So like he has to sort of focus, and it just becomes.
Wait, does she ever have normal eyes, or?
She has. They are her normal eyes. I think it's just that she has like very pale violet-colored eyes, so like they look like just there's barely any iris.
Okay.
And then when she activates her thing, like all veins come around her face. So like that's sort of the indicator that they're using the power.
All right.
Because it's the same with Neji, who's a cousin as well, so or brother, whatever he is. No,
there it is.
Fuck knows. Cousin, we'll say. But I'll watch it.
That's the thing. Now, okay. All right, everyone. Spoilers incoming for Attack on Tacos.
Attack on Tacos, Season 2, Episode 2. I'm going to have to be careful because my girlfriend's in earshot and she has yet to have watched Season 2.
Oh.
So,
okay. This episode was about Potato Girl, and it was all about her. It was a whole episode about her. And actually, I thought that was kind of a good idea because there's nothing memorable about her character besides potatoes, so at least they did something. And I like that they kind of gave her this backstory, and she got to fight this, like, kind of Titan thing.
Yeah, it's the introduction of the 3 meter. Like, they said that Titans were sort of like 3 meters to whatever, 15 or 20 meters, but you never really got the sense of that, but because that one looked tiny. But then you really think about it, you're like, well, it was only like double her size, so yeah, that's like a 3 meter one. Which makes sense.
Like, it was an okay episode. Like, I felt like it passed so quickly. I was like, oh, it's over? I thought that was like the eye catch, and then it's over? Are you kidding me?
A whole entire episode devoted to Sasha near enough. I mean, obviously, there was little bits. It was
a little bit of other stuff, but I mean, it was good to do that, to like develop the side characters more. I thought she was going to die. Thank God she didn't.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I was like, okay, that's it, I guess, but it wasn't, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was okay episode. I don't know. Don't know that much to say about it.
A lot smaller scale compared to
I like the fact that I watched the show where, what did the guy say when he was talking and like, he's like, you're, and a change in, what did he say that was funny? It's not like shenanigans. Tarnations.
Dang nabbit. I know he said dang nabbit.
I like the fact that I saw characters say dang nabbit.
Yeah, they had to do so. They had to watch some like classic American movies and stuff for that.
Although, for all we know, that could have just been Funimation subtitling it like that, but I don't know.
But you had to have like that country bumpkin style, like accent, I guess, or way of talking. So yeah, probably it comes from like an American dub. It's like, what intonation? Wow, times are changing. I'm proud of you.
I thought that was funny, but yeah, it was an okay episode.
It was, like I say, a lot smaller scale. It was just a character episode, very much akin to a Game of Thrones, not Game of Thrones, sorry, a Walking Dead style, where they'll do a character episode and focus on that person for that episode. I hope that the rest get them as well, to be honest. I feel like they will. Like, obviously, there'll be some fleshing out of Connie.
Certainly not what I expected from this like second season. I thought it was just going to come in and be like, all right, here's what's going on, you know.
Yeah,
but it's taken a direction I didn't expect.
Especially with it being only 12 episodes, the fact that they devote an entire episode, a character story, because there's got to be more. So there's going to be probably like Waimio will have one, Connie will probably have one. We'll see. It'll be really interesting to see what they do. It leads me to believe that season 3 is coming a lot sooner rather than later. Not another 3.5 year gap.
Oh, I was going to make a dumb joke. I was going to be like, wait, where's Clyde? But then I realized it's Connie and not Bonnie, so never mind. It's not funny. It wasn't going to be funny to begin with.
Blyde? That wasn't funny either.
with Bleachigo. Beachigo, sorry.
Gotta be with Beachigo and Boruto. Ero-Manga. Anyway, it was fun. Like I say, animation's high quality again. The music was fine. I liked that they developed the character. You sort of get to see why the way sort of the change in her, and then when she stood up to it. But it goes to show it doesn't have to be these massive, epic scale battles. It was literally her rescuing a little girl from a 3-meter titan, and she's pretty much unarmed. Like, so it wasn't the biggest threat in the world, but it was cool. It was more real, like, just being chased away. So I like that they've scaled it back down, because ever since Eren became the Titan and Levi was introduced and he's like a badass and Mikasa's a badass, it's almost like these Titans.
My favorite character
anything.
in the show is a pair of jeans. Nothing like Levi. No, he's not my favorite character, for the record.
No, I love me some Levi. I mean, you've always got a soft spot for the badasses.
Again, Mikasa's the best, but
Yeah. I think
maybe Potato Girl's the best now. I mean, I thought the potatoes were pretty cool, but yeah.
She pushed it over the edge. Now she stabbed a Titan in the eye with an arrow. That was pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. It was kind of, again, the goriness is when she sort of just goes in to rescue a girl who's literally watching her mother get eaten. And because it's a small Titan, it's not just a, swallow the person whole. He's chewing away at that woman while she's still alive. And those sound effects.
Yeah, that was something.
I mean, props to them. That made it, that was another thing that really made it you're getting up close and to it. That's pretty traumatizing for that kid. And then she helped her on. But good episode. Can't wait for the third one. We'll see what happens. Excuse me.
Yeah.
But
Very dynamic.
I would have seen a few more shows. A couple more. Probably round out mine with Kiss Note. And
they should have just called it Kiss Note. It's such an easier title.
Yeah, I keep calling it that. It's Love Tyrant. I'm going to watch that. And
no, because I just think of the George Bush. What was the manga? The Tyrant that falls in love.
Oh, yeah.
I just refer to it as the George Bush one, even though he wasn't in it. But it was 2004, so.
Yeah, I'm all about that George Bush Tyrant that falls in love. Oh,
okay, so there's a George Bush manga, right?
Yeah.
What's the story? It takes place now, by the way.
Now? Oh, okay. Well, what could you do?
Actually, which George Bush would you rather read a manga on? I think W would definitely be better.
W. It's got to be. It's got to be W.
It couldn't be the other one.
Okay, George W. Bush. He is a Republican, so he was happy that Donald Trump got in power. But one day, when he's sleeping, a George W. Bush from the future comes to him and is like, "Dude, you need to sort this out. You need to rectify it. The world's gone to chaos. He's all grizzled, maybe missing an arm or a leg or whatever. And he says, you need to go back in time.
And he
Here's
talks
a special
even
power.
worse.
Yeah. I believe that you can go back in time. I can't do it, George Bush.
Fool me once. You can't fool me again. I don't remember how it went.
The world's an apocalypse. He's one of the last few survivors. They've invented time travel. He needs to go back in time to disrupt Donald Trump and convince the world that it's not a good idea to vote for him. And he's got to get a third term in office, so he's got to change the law. It's really funny.
That would be pretty good.
There we go. Or maybe he could kidnap Donald Trump, place him on a desert island or whatever, or in a little paradise with a few women or whatever Donald Trump wants to get up to, and he has to dress as Donald Trump and be an imposter while sabotaging his campaign, so saying the worst things possible.
That would also be pretty dynamic. There we have it.
Good old George W.
Good old. But yes, that was George W. And that was the spring season, I guess. Say more concluding thoughts on it next time. Oh yeah, there's also the Dan Matchy show that I'll check out when that airs.
Yeah.
Even though it doesn't have Hestia in it, which I was disappointed. I couldn't find any good Hestia knockoff figures on that site. All of them looked pretty mediocre.
That's a shame. There's still stuff to come.
Although I gotta get the frickin' Yui and Ritsu figures. There's no way I can have only 3 of the 5th anniversary ones and not have 2 more.
You need to, don't you? You can't
Actually,
just
I
have
think
them thinking.
the Yui one is the newest, but the Yui ones, I like the Ritsu one because it's like dress and leather jacket. It's kind of cool. The Yui one's alright too. We'll see how the Mio one is. It doesn't look as good from the pictures, but who knows?
Yeah, as I say, not everything lends itself so well to photos. You know, they might look better than in the photos. Who knows?
You never know with bootlegs.
You never know. Mama always said bootlegs were like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Like, it freaking came in this tiny cardboard box too. It was packaged really nicely, but I was just like, is this it, really?
Should have done a live unboxing.
I did.
Yeah. I can't wait to see it.
I filmed video of it, but I'm not going to do anything with it.
It's not going to be shared with anyone.
No.
Okay, fair enough.
I have a review on my WordPress that's good enough.
Speaking of which, I didn't know you had a WordPress, and I was very pleasantly surprised.
I do. I don't use it very often, but the manimalive.wordpress.com.
I'm going to make myself a website.
Why don't you make a WordPress? Call it
Vacant Vents.
Vacant Vents. You can talk about freaking golf. I don't know.
Golf. I believe that a 9-iron is best suited to be used on a golf course. Watch out for the bunker.
That would be exciting, I think. No, it wouldn't.
No.
Also, barrygoldman.bandcamp.com.
Check that shit out.
I don't know why, but yeah.
Find some new...
I think we said it all this episode.
I think we have. We've
pretty compact, but you know.
We've been down to business.
Did we hit an hour yet?
I'm pretty certain we have.
Okay, we're good. We got it.
We got it in the books. No, I'm pretty certain we have indeed.
With us on this episode, watch Kobayashi. It's good.
Yeah. Also watch Death Note. 'Cause why not? Just do it.
I'm sure you haven't.
I'm still watching Code Geass as well. That's fun. That's going really well.
There you go.
Don't know why I remember. I only remember when I get to the end of the show that I'm watching now. And Seraph at the end. I'm still trying to plow through that.
Oh, that's the I don't know what it is. I know what it is, but I don't.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the Vampire Kids.
Yeah.
Oh, no thanks.
I really enjoyed the premise, but so far the main character is sort of just like he really wants to be a vampire slayer. Okay. But he isn't allowed in the army until he makes friends. And he's just so resistant against it for no reason, really. He's just sort of like, I don't need friends. He doesn't need friends.
He's edgy and he just needs to be on his own.
I just want to kill a vampire. I don't want to deal with all this stuff, man. Let me kill. It's just, I'm so focused on revenge. He's got a good reason to be focused on revenge, fair enough. Basically everyone around him died. He watched all of his mates die. And his family. Quote, because he was part of an orphanage and they all got slaughtered. But at the same time, it's you can't just, that's a boring character. If it's just that's just a one-dimensional character there, because he's literally okay, I want to just kill vampires. No, I'm not interested in anything else, I just want to kill vampires. There's nothing else to him at the moment. I mean, granted, I'm only in Volume 1, so, it should change. I really hope it does.
Probably won't, but you never know.
Yeah. But that's fun. And speaking of fun, this was a good episode. I feel like we've done some informative talk.
Maybe. It didn't get too crazy. I don't have the vibes flowing to get crazy today.
I know. Like I say, we've already been on a podcast for a couple hours, so
you have. I've just been chilling out.
We'll see.
How it goes.
A lot more anime to watch next week. What shall we do next week? Although coming up, an idea that we discussed with the Manga Forum girls, they should be guesting with us at some point in the future.
Oh my god!
Finding a fan fiction. They want to do a fan fiction episode of finding bad fan fiction. No. I was like,
that sounds like an episode that I did that never happened. Hi, Sherbert and Malua. I'm sure you remember how great that was, how actually great it was, and how it got lost, that legendary 6-hour, 5-hour recording.
Yeah, would have been the longest in history. At the moment, that's the longest recording we have is the music episode, on the 12 Days of Christmas.
By the way, would have been 4 hours if I didn't edit it. Just saying.
Well, I'm mentioning the 12 Days of Christmas in April. What is wrong with me?
Again, I really wish the world needed to see Sherbert's reaction to the Love Live fan fiction. It was just a necessity. The world needed to hear that, but now we never will.
We never, unfortunately we lost it. We didn't lose it. Sherbert did.
Yeah. Bam.
We love you, Sherbert. And Malua. We got mad love for everyone out there. But that was episode.
Mad love, not happy love.
Not happy love. Angry. Oh, you bastard. Like Curtis Stigers levels of love.
I know who that is. No, I don't.
It's that. And I wonder why we hold on with tears in our eyes.
What?
I wonder why. Kind of like a little smooth jazz song. He gets more angry in it. Like he's like,
oh, I think I know what you mean.
Love is an anger that builds up inside, and it's like, all right, chill, fucking hell, mate. I mean, if you're
builds up inside,
it's like, all right. It's a bit thingy, to be honest. It's like, okay, you're getting
bit thingy. You're
getting a little too passionate about it. Love, like you can't really tell someone that your love for them is also an anger. Like, I love you so much, I just want to fucking strangle you.
I love you so much, it makes me sick, right?
It doesn't, though. Like, I've never gone to someone, I physically feel I need to vomit because I'm just so in love with you.
Oh,
I need to have a tactical chunder.
Come on over and do the twist.
A lot of love metaphors don't work in practice, do they?
What?
A lot of love metaphors don't work in practice.
Beat me out of me.
I love you so much, I'll suck a horse's dick. That's an unusual one, but, that's just how I feel about these things. Anyway, speaking of feeling things, I feel like it's time for us to go. So,
yeah.
I've been Vacant.
And it's been the Lego. It's been Lego My Hastro here.
My Hastro.
Lego My Hastro here.
Thanks for listening, guys. Episode 84 is in the books. Make sure to do all the normal stuff of liking, following, blah, 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 all that stuff.
Bye.
And we'll see you next week for episode 85. Bye. Love you. Bye, 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 bye.
Sell the kids the food. No, I'm not doing it.
And we're out.